Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
Good, what's good, beautiful people? Let's go ahead, let's tap in. Y'all know why y'all here. Yes, sir.
This is Darisha Bailey Vaught, a 17-year-old from Rochester, Minnesota. What happened next would change these young lives forever and shake this small community to its core. It all started at 1:20 a.m. on Sunday, July 16th at Lakeside Veterans Memorial Park in Forest Lake. What began as tension between two groups of young people boiled over into a violent confrontation. 16th at Lakeside Veterans Memorial Park in Forest Lake. What began as tension between two groups of young people boiled over into a violent confrontation. Witnesses say both sides were armed, some with baseball bats, hammers, and a crowbar. Prosecutors say 20-year-old Dylan Simmons was playing hacky sack with friends at the park that night when he sent a text message to Devin Bailey Vaught telling him to come to the park to fight. A conflict between Simmons and Vaught and their respective friend groups had been brewing for about 2 years. Through records requests and extensive research, Midwest Crime has obtained exclusive footage of the incident. For the first time outside of court, here's the full story. Vaught arrived in a vehicle, while Simmons and a passenger exited his vehicle wielding hammers. Vaught and his friend were also armed with a baseball bat and a folding knife. A witness would later tell jurors, both sides up to this point were in the wrong. As the fight starts to wind down, Simmons and a friend head back to his car, a white Mazda.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And these is just suburb kids. Look at where they grow. Look, come on, man. My nigga, come on. Look at this shit. These niggas got blue benches, fresh cut grass. These niggas, all these little niggas is privileged. These are some little privileged ass, badass little kids who acting out and want to be tough. And I tell you this, any nigga that pulls up to a fight with a knife or a baseball bat, he's not finna fucking use it. If you gonna pull up with something, you gonna pull up with a gun. If you really want to do damage, no, come on, my nigga. What is it, 1852? Niggas is pulling up to squabbles with melee weapons. Come on, thug.
Mazda sedan.
Y'all niggas are weenies.
Our coverage is made possible because of sponsors like Morgan and Morgan. Impact. Morgan by a Penske truck. Part there by going to.
He crashes into the rear of Vaught's vehicle, nearly running over someone's foot and brushing against someone else's leg.
Oh, he's tweaking.
Simmons backs up and accelerates again, this time hitting Vaught's sister, 17-year-old Darisha, driving over her with both front and rear tires.
Oh! It looked like that nigga went over a speed
against someone else's leg. Simmons backs up and accelerates again, this time hitting Vaught's sister, 17-year-old Darisha, driving over her with both front and rear tires before speeding away.
Oh my God.
Now, for the first time, we bring this exclusive footage to the public from 3 perspectives.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where you shot? Oh! Oh, I got that on camera!
And this dumb ass nigga recorded it? And they're laughing.
You gotta go, bro. You gotta go.
Moments later, police and paramedics arrive. They rush to provide emergency medical aid to Darisha as she lies in the parking lot.
You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. Nigga, what the fuck you mean? You, nigga, we gotta go. You going down too. And your stupid ass recorded it? You're an accomplice. You sitting there giggling and wheezing in the passenger seat as this nigga just ran over somebody. Y'all niggas is playing bumper cars. Man. Oh, these little niggas gonna never get out. Ever. I don't give a damn.
Copy.
34 copy. Just looking for you. Got him health and route.
Copy. We have them in
Piss
route.
me off.
First, like 34, CPR in progress. No, please. Oh, please. Stay with me. Here, I'm gonna switch out with you, okay?
Damn, bro.
Despite their efforts, she had multiple fractures and a traumatic head injury. Darisha
ran
died
over
at
her
the scene shortly
head.
after rescue crews arrived. A medical examiner later ruled her death was a homicide. Simmons and his passenger quickly drove away, but they didn't get far. The
Of
passenger
course.
called someone still at the scene who was speaking with an officer. They convinced Simmons to return back to the scene. Simmons eventually drove back and turned himself in, and admitted to officers that he knew he'd struck the victim. This surveillance camera video gave prosecutors the evidence they needed to upgrade Simmons' charges to second-degree murder, with 3 counts of second-degree assault added to the case.
Yup.
A family in Forest Lake is grieving the loss of a 17-year-old girl.
Police say that someone intentionally hit and killed her during a fight at a park this weekend. 20-year-old Dylan Simmons appeared in court for the first time today after Washington County prosecutors charged him with third-degree murder and vehicular homicide.
Simmons' trial started in December 2024, but it wasn't long before tensions turned the quiet courthouse into chaos. 2 families, one seeking justice, the other claiming innocence. During the
fuck? Now we see where he get this dumb shit from. What innocence? What innocence? I'm not even gonna go back and play the video because we've seen it multiple times, plethora of times, more than enough. So I'm just trying to figure out. That'd be like a lot of these weird ass niggas who homeboys be crazy as hell, walking around 13 bodies, shooting up the mall, shooting up the barbershop, just doing a bunch of dickhead shit. And these niggas get 15 years in prison, and these niggas is on Instagram talking about free thug, free the homie, free the... No, keep them niggas in there. They're in there for a reason. It's like your son. That nigga in there for a reason, and I hope he's staying there for the rest of his life. That nigga ain't innocent. He's a piece of shit.
first day of the trial, both sides shouted at each other outside the courtroom and a hole was punched in the wall. With the fighting continuing over lunch at a Carboni's Pizza near the courthouse.
I just want him to pay for his crime.
Yup.
Like,
yup.
He's admitting that he hit her.
Yup.
But he's not admitting that he did it on purpose.
Yup.
He's right, despite prosecutors saying Dylan Simmons intentionally tried to hit people with his car, killing Bailey Vath. Simmons' mother is speaking out for the first time, saying her son is a good kid and did not mean to hit her.
Well, first and foremost, I want to start out by saying that our hearts and prayers go out to Darisha's family, the Bailey Vath family. They've suffered a tremendous loss. I'm not saying I don't think he should.
Like, look at the way that she said it. They suffered a tremendous loss. What the
Darisha,
she rolling your eyes
to
for?
Darisha's family, the Bailey Vath family. They've suffered a tremendous loss. I'm not saying I don't think he should do any time. I think what I'm saying is he's not a murderer.
He killed somebody. Yes, he
throw
is.
At him is crazy to me.
The two groups had been fighting. Waldo says her son was terrified when it was all unfolding at Lakeside Veterans Memorial.
He was terrified, but he was laughing in the car with the nigga. He put the car in reverse and he did it multiple times. Smacked it, backed up, did it again, went in the circle, smacked the car, backed up, ran her over. So what did...
Park.
His car was surrounded by multiple kids beating on the car with a bat.
Shut up. Shut up. Then why didn't he drive off?
Freaked out.
Why did he drive?
He was scared. He put it in drive.
Man, fuck this bitch, bro. I swear to God, man. And excuse my language, and I hate to even talk about women like that. You know what I'm saying? But fuck her, bro. For real. Why didn't he drive away then? If I freak out, I'm driving the fuck off. In a zombie apocalypse, right? And you got a bunch of zombies around your car, you're not going to put it in reverse and try to run them all over. You're going to put that shit in reverse and get the fuck up out of there. It's the same shit. If you freak out, your first reaction should be what? To get the fuck on. I got to skedaddle. I got to get up out of here. These niggas got bats and knives and crow. Man, I'm finna dip. I'm in a car. What? They beating on my car. I'm not finna put my shit in reverse 3 times and smash into their car and wreck my shit and then run somebody over and then leave and come back. Dumbass eyebrows. That's what, man, F her, bro. Like, for real. For real. And fuck your son, too. On everything I love.
There was people in front of the car, and some jumped out of the way, and unfortunately, she didn't. And...
You see what the fuck I'm saying? Look at her face. There were people who jumped out of the way, and unfortunately, she didn't. So what are you insinuating? That is her fault? You fat face asshole. It's on her. It's her fault. So, oh my God, man! I hope they do your son the coldest in jail. I hope they had that. I hope they had that nigga hold somebody's pocket in there. Listen to her, bro.
There was people in front of the car, and some jumped out of the way. He freaked out.
Bullshit.
He was scared. He put it in drive. There was people in.
He was scared. He put it in reverse. Then he put it in drive. Then he put it in reverse again. Then he put it in drive. Then he put it in reverse again. And then he put it in drive again. And ran somebody. What do you... You got to put those in there too. Stupid face.
In front of the car, and some jumped out of the way. And unfortunately, she didn't.
No, there weren't... There weren't people just in front of the car. He ran, he tried to run them over. He ran someone over. They were in front of the car because he put it in reverse and drove towards them. Why would we put... You seen the video. You seen all of them. I know you did. Man, she need to go to jail just for sitting here saying this stupid shit. I'm going to go back and I'm going to let y'all rewatch it again.
No. He was scared. He put it in drive. There was people in front of the car, and some jumped out of the way, and unfortunately, she didn't. And like I said, it's so sad. I think he should do what's just and fair, which is not 32 years, not his life. Like, I just don't.
Is.
But as far as prison time, how long is enough?
I want him to do the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Because
life for a life.
We lost a life.
Life for a life.
He should spend the rest of his life in prison.
Life for a life.
After a 5-day trial, the jury reached its verdict. Simmons was found guilty of second-degree murder without intent, and he was acquitted of the charge of second-degree murder with intent. Jurors found him guilty of criminal vehicular homicide and 3 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. Simmons remains jailed in Washington County ahead of his sentencing, set for March 20th, 2025.
Watch the sentencing be some bullshit.
A judge will ultimately determine Simmons' fate. He is facing up to 40 years in prison.
Wait, when is it?
Ahead of his sentencing, set for March 20th, 2025. A judge will ultimately determine Simmons' fate. He is facing up to 40 years in prison. For Darisha's family, the verdict brought a measure of justice, but they still feel the pain of her loss. This part of their legal battle may be over, but the scars of that night remain.
My daughter is gone. I'm never gonna see her again. I'm never gonna be able to hold her. I'm not gonna see her graduate.
Now they can only remember a young woman who was excited to graduate high school next spring with big dreams of becoming